What is up, everybody? Welcome to this Taco Tuesday. We are live, and we already got comments coming in.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
I'll go to introduce myself as Shawn King from Tijuana. You got some tacos. I'm all in for it, brother. Come on. I did not even realize it was Taco Tuesday.
Taco guy?
Oh, bro. I'm not a taco guy. Ask anyone that knows me. Like, they're going to be, yeah.
Okay, I got to ask. Yeah. Are you a flour tortilla guy? Or are you?
I would rather have them corn tortillas and some street tacos, brother. Come on. Cilantro and onions. Come on. Ask Dan Wheeler. He'll tell you. I'll tear up some real tacos, right? Give me the real stuff.
Actually, you know what's hilarious about that is now that you say that, I remember at Fence Tech this year in Indy, I think we were coming back we went out for lunch real quick.
Yes.
And we were coming back, and you were coming and you go, dude, they got $5 tacos down here.
Best tacos ever. And they were so good.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how authentic they were.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm all for it. You know, not that fake. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will eat a flour tortilla. Come on. I cannot be like, yeah, I'm not taco. What would you call that word? Taco picky. There's got to be a better word for that. No, give me some tacos, buddy. Come on.
Hey, look, Craig got that 4K camera.
What?
Appreciate that, Dylan.
EDK.
That's why I had to go get the fresh cut, man. I was like, man, it's going to be a big show tonight. So
big show.
Yeah.
Come on.
Evan Gardner in the house saying good evening, gents.
There he is.
What does this say? Can I do the stab method for a 6x6 post using premixed concrete off the truck? And we went right into questions about how to build a fence.
More power to you, brother. Let me know how it works out. Stab away. You got this. Yeah. I believe in you.
Desiree says we eat real tacos with flour tortillas in Texas. Street tacos only exception.
Okay, maybe we're talking different things. Tacos for breakfast.
There we go.
I had taco for breakfast in the morning. Hey, here's my boy, Colin. Just got back from his honeymoon trip.
I was gonna say I think I texted him or maybe I called him and he was like, "Dude, I'm out of the country." I was like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
So
a good life.
Yeah, that's awesome though. Well, Shawn, we got you here on the show. Obviously, there was big news that came out in the last week or so that you have been dethroned of the #1 spot on the Fence Guy podcast most downloads.
That was
actually by someone that works with Colin. So
that was so cool. I mean, for one, it was cool because I didn't know I was on the top of the Billboard charts. I'm like, oh damn, I was leading something.
You didn't get to celebrate it.
Right. And then to find out I was dethroned, and it was like I was the bar and set. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I see how people sharing this stuff. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing, a level.
Yeah. Oh,
but good job, Kara. Great job. That's awesome.
Yeah. Believe it or not, man, this is what I tell people is that I get messages from people talking about trying to get on that list every time we post it. And they're like, dude, come on, man. I'm like, I'm not fudging the numbers for anything. But if you got it, you got it. And apparently Kara's got it. So she got
the heat right now. She's a hot topic.
So that's why we brought you on, to get your spot back. No.
Oh, that's not either. This was planned way before that.
I know.
We talked about that. I mean, that makes for good controversy, but this was planned when my boy was on, when Dylan was on.
Yeah. And I did want to make sure everybody was clear on that. This was not, because I was going to joke around and say, yeah, immediately Shawn texted me and he was like, dude, I got to come on the show. But I was like, you know how blown up that thing would have went?
Everybody bad. I don't know. I mean, we have a little bit of hate already. That might have added a little bit seasoning to the top of it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not trying to get more of that.
Yeah. So
hello, everybody.
And you know, there's no easier way around it. We talked a little bit off air of how are we going to get into this show, and other than just go head first, and that's what we're going to do.
Let's get it.
Yeah. So one of the first things that I want to say is, obviously in our industry, Shawn, you're a name. Everybody knows Shawn King. They know Mr. Fence. You know, now your boys they're all making their own names in the industry and stuff. Why is it that when Shawn King posts something, whether he's doing any kind of fence, whatever it is, he gets people that come out of the woodwork to just nitpick that thing and make fun of it and why this, why that, why Shawn King?
Because they're watching. A lot of them are watching, and it's a volume thing, right? So if you look at that many people are watching that content, if by the odds, by the demographics, you're going to have some that don't understand. We joke around and use the word hate. I reserve that word for pedophiles and horrible people in the world. Hate is not true. It is a misunderstanding. That's all this really is. There's people that didn't understand what I was doing for a long time, and now they understand me better and have a completely different opinion, right? I'll give you, for instance, Daniel Lynch, an amazing leader in our industry, but Daniel Lynch will tell you that a few years ago, he had a completely different opinion of me and was very vocal about it, and that I was an absolute blubbering idiot and had no idea what I was talking about, and it was horrible for our industry. But if Daniel Lynch were sitting here right now today, he would tell you that he was completely wrong because he just didn't know the person, the Shawn King, what I was doing. That takes a little bit of effort, right? If you're superficial and you look at these videos, and that's the only way you know me is from a clip of a video, it's going to look egotistical. It's going to look very arrogant. This is what I've been told over and over by good leaders in our industry are telling me, like, the way it comes across, Shawn. And I don't mean for it that way. I don't want the controversy. I'm not looking for that type of attention. I've gone to war with a few other industry leaders because they wanted to have the controversy on purpose to get the views, right? And I said, I'm not doing that. That's not my message or who I am. But when I'm really focused on just trying to help and deliver content or create and innovate, there's going to be things that I'm wrong about. There's going to be things that I don't quite understand. There's going to be things that I change, and there's going to be things that people don't understand at that point. And there we go. And now we have a misunderstanding. And I think we quantify it as haters. And I don't think that's true because they're great people. They just don't understand what they're watching or what they're seeing. Because if they did completely understand, I don't think they would have the same opinion.
Yeah. No, and someone was already saying, Shawn, I need that shirt.
This was the perfect shirt for tonight, right? When I saw I was in my closet, what I'm going to wear. And I'm like, first off, I'm going to wear this. And that's to get everybody all fired up, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll sit up and show you, no, God over all things. For those who've been following me, obviously I got baptized February 7th. And that was a life-changing event for me. And I try to live by our King every day. We have some new apparel being made. I can't wait for it to come out. It's going to be epic. But King's Army is coming out, full line of shirts and hats and stuff, following Daniel Lynch's lead. And Elliot, obviously, another good leader. But yeah, great shirt. I got it off Facebook.
I don't think I've ever met Daniel Lynch before, but Lynch. I know that whenever I did see a video of him somewhere, and honestly, the energy and stuff that he brought, I honestly was like, is this Shawn's like cousin or something? Like, this is kind of weird, but yeah. So I understand what you're saying.
I look up to that guy. I would say I gotta give him props, right? So like I gotta give Daniel Lynch and Amber props. Smoking hot wife, right? Smoking hot. But these two have cultivated a company and a culture that I think most of us probably couldn't even dream of.
Yeah.
Right. I've witnessed it firsthand. They show it to you every day on social media, right? They're very vulnerable with that. But I just experienced it firsthand in person. And I got to say, all the companies I've ever been to, that company has definitely got something special when it comes to culture. Worked with the team, 6:50 in the morning on the dot. They started their morning ritual, which is the best morning meeting I've ever seen. And they do it every day. And what's unique about it, this is what's very unique. And this might be a little raw for some. The leader of that company does not stand in the middle of the meeting. The leader of that company does not run that meeting. And it hit me too, because I thought, oh my gosh, all the meetings I've ever done, it's like, okay, it's just Shawn King in the middle. You look at other leaders, they're in the middle of a big old circle and that's them, right? But no, Daniel, Amber, they're right in line with everybody else. And every single day, somebody else has to lead that meeting. They have to bring value to that meeting. Every day, someone's challenged to give good content or a good meeting or a message for that day. And these are just fence guys.
Yeah.
And they're on the spot. They're live on Facebook giving this message. Every day they're doing their team chant, and every day they're doing a prayer. Like, I got to say, follow that. That's an amazing. But this is a guy that just a few years ago thought I was an absolute blubbering idiot. And he'll tell you that. He said that as he walked by my no dig class in FinStech. He said it to his entire team. Now, since then, Daniel Lynch has gone through some massive personal growth. He was way overweight. He was his daughters and his wife will tell me he was a complete dick. Now, a totally different man. Like he's found the Lord and he's found his purpose and he's on fire. So good person to follow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sometimes it needs an awakening for some people. But I will say too, speaking of him, I've noticed that in a lot of his videos, all of his teams wearing the safety, yellow and all that. And this kind of goes back to one of your recent posts that you made about the lock and knocks piece that went on that gate to help for, fall safety and stuff to make sure, no one gets hurt. Now, obviously, no one has ever seen anyone die from getting hit by a residential gate and falling off or anything like that.
True.
But why does it take one to start something?
That's what you and I talked about. Like, do we have someone has to die first before we solve the problem? Right. But to be fair, I have never seen one fall off, even cause an injury. Right.
Right.
But let me defend this from, I didn't even know this was a thing until you told me that people were talking about, oh my gosh. And we'll get into why I didn't know here in a minute. I think it's a whole different subject, why I did not even know there was even a conversation about this lock and ox thing, right? But as we're building this gate, it was a test gate for them. So they build their gates completely different. But I was there showing them the Instigate kits and showing them some installation methods for King Plus under sword. So when we got the gate finished, the team member said, oh my goodness, how do we install our lock and ox, which they do on every gate? And I said, let's figure it out. So we just figured it out. It just made it work. But here's the point. Daniel has built standards in his company. It says it every morning. We set the standard. We set the tone. We are the 1%. They have set a standard of company that those lock and knock safety straps are on every single gate they need to be. What I mean by that is they're on every gate. So there's no way they're not going to be on the gate that they have to be on. I've preached this a long, long time, is that just remove the bad option. If give you the crude example, I've used this multiple times, right? If you don't want a torpedo level used on a 4x4 wood post because it's always crooked and you want to use a 2-footer, if you tell the team member not to use a torpedo level on the wood post, but they have one available to them, guess what they're going to do? They're going to use a torpedo level. So if you give them only a 2-foot level, by default, you've eliminated the bad option. Well, for him to make sure that safety strap is always on when it's supposed to be on, we put it on 100% of the time. So we'll never miss it, right? I remember I had dinner with him and I was talking to him like, is it a dinner or maybe we were driving? And I asked him, like, why do you put that on every gate? He said, it's $12, Shawn. It's $12. It's $12. Like, put on every gate. It's irrelevant. I love that mindset where he's not trying to be the nickel and dime it. To be like, how do we build better? And I'm like, hit me in the face. Like, that's what I've been preaching. Like, how do we build better? Is it better to have a strap on? Does it hurt anything to have the straps on? No. So why are we I don't want to use the word hate. Why are we arguing over?
Yeah.
It should just be like, yeah, we don't use it, but that's cool. I don't know. What do you think?
But instead, that's not what happens. Every time, and I'm going to, obviously we've discussed that this is going to be a very open show. So, and if people have questions, feel free to drop them in here too. But one thing that I don't understand about you, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm like, oh man, let's make it nice and easy for Shawn King tonight. But what I don't understand about you is, we'll just say one of your tools. Let's say it's straightaway.
Yep.
All right. Shawn King makes a video. Hey, here's a straightaway, guys. Check this out. And then everyone hates on it. Like, you see people are like, oh, I can do that with some 2x4s and a picket, and I can do it this way. Oh, he's just trying to make more money. That's why. Well, why do you have a fence business?
To make money.
It's to make money. Like, everything is to make money. And I will say that the straightaway 1.0 was the best one, but
sure.
I loved it. And I was like, dude, this thing makes it so much faster. Like, you can ding, ding, and you're going.
So I might get off that track with you were trying to go here, but I want to say something.
Yeah.
There was a season in our fence industry where the argument was over string line or bump board. Okay. We are now at a season where there's not even a conversation over the string line. That rarely happens. We did that. We went to war and said, look, the bump board is the way to go. We've been using it since 93. I promise you. So now what we have is guys saying, I could use a winged post. I could use a 2x4. You're absolutely right. I could make one out of aluminum. Yes. Yeah. We could, all this stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like we got to the level I wanted to get to. We stopped using the string lines and now everybody says how to use the bump board. We just happen to make one that's convenient for you. Yeah. And like I had a message with a guy this morning about it because he was wanting to make one out of aluminum. I said, brother, we did that for 10 years ago and it was awful because it was too light. The guys are bumping it off the track and pumping it. Like I learned that lesson. Right? And then they bent it. Like light sounds good, but it's not good. Trust me. And I said, hey, listen, this current straightaway is like a Swiss Army knife. What you don't know is that does your board on board spacing, does your shadow box spacing, does your picket 2-inch decorative spacing, does all of your full section spacing for driven or set and dig and set posts, all your gate post sets. All of it's built into one jig, right? So it's much more than a bump board at the end of the day. But anyways, that's beside the point. Yes, we post that video. We get all kinds of people commenting negatively. And I think it's disheartening. It can be tiring.
Yeah.
To see that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
which I do want to answer this question real quick.
Okay.
What are you guys doing? Or what are you doing, guys? Albert, we're in the middle of a podcast right now.
Hey Albert.
We're just talking about life and things and nothing crazy, but glad you're here, Albert. Welcome
to the chat. If you ever need a fence, we've got some fence guys here to help you out. Now we are in the country, but we'll find a guy.
We do. Yeah.
We'll find a guy.
So yeah, I've always noticed that about you. And I did want to say too, I almost tackled you one time at a training years ago because you grabbed my torpedo level and you were about to toss it. And I'll tell you this, you probably don't remember it because I'm sure you probably did that a lot of trainings, right? Yep. You didn't throw it. I don't know if it's because I'm kind of a bigger dude or if it was because you actually go, only because it's blue, I'm not going to throw it.
That has happened a few times where I said blue saved it, right?
Yeah.
But we're just trying to get a point across, right? And it's not necessarily over the torpedo level. It's about teaching the point of remove the bad option. As we go through our season of trying to run a fence business and work with crews, we're constantly fighting, not getting the team to do what we need them to do to get the results we need to get to have a successful company. And you got to break it down to the most simple level here. Less is more. If we need X to be the output, we got to put in the input to get the X the output. And so the less variables we have, the less decision making the team can make, the more controlled the outcome becomes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. And Tom says blue is good.
Blue is wonderful. But notice tonight, this is just raw. This is Shawn King. There's no blue here. There's no branding here, right? We're giving credit to the one and only here. That's it.
Yeah.
We can do that. I believe in that.
So let's get into talking about relationships and Shawn King and about, because obviously, Shawn, you've been a part of NAFCA, you've been a part of FWA, you've been a part of AFA, and now Shawn isn't really a part of any of them at a higher capacity, right?
Right.
Why is that?
So I'm not currently involved at a volunteer level with any one of them, right? Of course, I love Brian to death and support the fence industry through his, right? And AFA, have a lot of respect for what AFA is and what they've currently or recently done. I got to give them props. Past couple of years, AFA has tremendously grown from where they were a few years ago. NAFCA is, my heart's always been with the NAFCA because those instructors are the ones that taught me when I was at field training school, right? Mm-hmm. But the season of the life that I'm in right now, it's not, it's focus. So noise. To do what I'm doing daily, it takes a lot of effort. And I'm putting it all on the table. People ask me all the time, how do you do what you do? You see it running around everywhere. You're here, you're there, you're innovating, you're solving, you're doing this. It takes a lot of effort. So I have to be selective. And it's hard for me because I want to just do everything. But I've learned to try to pull back a little bit and say, where is my best bang for my buck in time? Is it promoting one of these other associations? Is it volunteering one of those? Or actually, do I have an opportunity to make a bigger impact with no holds bars, like no red tape, like no questions? Like I don't have to go to the association and ask anything. Like I'm not guided by any of it, right? And doesn't allow that association not have to constantly defend this wild card of Shawn King, because that happens. Like Brian has done it multiple times. Like, well, is Shawn King still part of your association? Because I'm not coming if he is. AFA, same thing, right? Well, if Shawn King's involved, I'm not coming, or whatever. Like they don't have to defend it if I'm not. Like, I want to help you. I want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So if I can help, great, but I don't want to be part of the problem. And I think that if I can focus on what we have going on, I'll make a better impact in my team. And those that we are currently working with in the industry. So as far as innovations or products that we're bringing to market or methodologies that we're testing, I think my time is better served in that capacity. Doesn't mean that if one of the associations were to reach out and say, Shawn, could you help us with this project, i.e. a training in Indianapolis, boom, boom, I'm driving my happy little butt up there. I don't need to be an official trainer or a volunteer, or I guess, you know what, reality of it is, we talked about this. I no longer really need the accolades, the title. Not arrogantly trying to say that. I'm just saying I'm at a season in my life where I'm not chasing that award from an association. I'm not chasing that certificate from that association. Impact over income for me is a focus. It's always been there. And I think the impact for me is the constant messages I get, the constant success I see those around me that we've helped. And I want more of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Less of trying to win the award or the accreditation or the certificate or the acknowledgement from an association, more of this real relationships, raw people helping. But I have to be careful with the time. Nothing against them. I know people want to hear that Shawn's got it out for any one of them. I don't. Any
There is someone here though that says that they know why, because he has a supportive wife.
Well, my supportive wife is also one of the big reasons why I'm trying to focus in on what we're doing and our family, right? I have great, amazing kids.
Yeah.
They need some dad and they need some support as well. I have a great, amazing wife and kids that aren't even in the defense industry. They need a dad as well, right? I have friends that aren't even in the defense industry. So I have been pulled back some from my loving, supportive wife saying, hey, we're right here.
Yeah.
We're right here. You're chasing all these accolades and all this stuff from these people, but we're right here. So, that's part of the more recent journey in life, is trying to focus on what's important now, win. And so no animosity. It's just that redirection of focus, right? It's tough. I mean, we just recently had a conversation today. They're like, you're not going to have a big old booth at the show, defense show? Like, probably not driving for 3 days there and 3 days back with 5 rigs just to have no, it's not about trying to be lit. Yeah, we'll probably be there, but my team might be there, right? So we're changing that a little bit.
So Kevin Orlando says, so much inspiration always from both of you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin now he's a sleeper. This guy, sit down and have a conversation with Kevin on a one-on-one level.
Yeah.
You want to talk about an inspiration? How are you going to call us inspirational, brother? Come on.
He is.
Get to know Kevin and the stuff that he deals with on a daily basis, and you whine about having to go to work or dig holes or pound poles or come on.
Shout out, if you guys don't know Kevin, Orlando Hinge Company, home on the Swan Hinge.
Mm-hmm.
I like to call it the Lambo Hinge, but that's just me.
Hinge. I like Lambo Hinge.
Yeah. Oh, and Jessica popped it up there. You guys use Fence Guy podcast code and you can get 5% off. So check that out. Landmark Creation says the politics between the organizations are silly.
Yeah. Well, it comes with the territory. Yeah. I've learned that it's not something we should try to fix and have them all one happy family and one. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that there's value that comes from pushing both ends of that spectrum. Yeah. And it's the competitiveness kind of helps sharpen the sword for either one. So like, naively, I don't think we should have one happy association where everyone agrees. I think that there needs to be some of that tug of war, right?
Yeah.
We all win from that. Look at what the industry has had since Brian started that 3 years ago. Has it gotten better, more collaborative, or less? Has the AFA become more outgoing or less? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like more, 100% more. Yeah.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, I think that when the FWA came along, it helped push AFA to up their game. And so then, and obviously FWA, they don't have as many restrictions, I'd say. So they were just 100 miles an hour, let's go. And, you know, which sadly enough, Brian, I don't know if he unfriended me or what, but he unfriended Fence Guy podcast for some reason. Don't know why.
Brian is also a human being like the rest of us.
Yeah.
And he's got feelings. I've talked to him about this, and I wish that it wasn't the case, but it is what it is, right? So here we are.
Yeah. And so then is that a thumbs? Oh, it's a flipping off. It's a flip off.
Misunderstanding.
Oh, there we go. Growth. So anywho, yeah, I think that, and I wanted to say too about the whole FWA thing. What's funny to me is being from the outside, whenever I wasn't really a part of any of the associations or anything, NAFCA just kind of sits over here on their side and just kind of does their thing, and they're kind of separate, and, you know, they just sit there. And then you have the two, obviously AFA and FWA, and they like battle at each other. And it's like, why?
Extent, but they also all focus differently on things too. They're better at some things at each other. And NAFCA, when I was part of it, that's what my message was to them: is don't compete against AFA, do your own thing. And what they're really good at is the service projects. So do more of that, right? Like,
super good.
That's the whole message of less is more. If you're good at X, do more of X.
Yeah. Right?
Don't try to do Y and Z as well.
Yeah. Which are you going to Arlington this year?
I don't know. My calendar stays pretty booked, and it's tough.
There's no way it stays that. No.
I want to. Yeah, we're trying to fit in 2 more trainings in East Coast right now, and talk to Heather about it. She's just like,
I was going to say there was a point in, gosh, this had to be maybe, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. I remember if I would call you, my first question to you was every time, what city are you in today?
Yeah.
And I'll say this, 90% of the time, you had to ask someone else, where are we at again? And I was like, seriously? Like,
road
are you moving that fast?
Yeah, it happened again the other day. I thought I was in Texas. I was in Louisiana. I was on the phone with somebody, and somebody was overheard my conversation. Like, you're not in Texas? Like, what? Oh, yeah, I drove 3 hours this morning. I'm now in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah. Which,
see,
he says got his insurance through FWA. Yeah, I think that was some good stuff for sure. I always wondered when people got it, like, is it really like good insurance and stuff? And
well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Where I don't deal with that. I'm covered on my wife's insurance, so I don't have to pay attention to it. But I always wondered. So Evan said some people never change. I'm guessing it's from that one comment that came.
Oh yeah, that's okay. They're watching though, aren't they? Like, if you really dislike something, would you continue? Like, if you don't like peas, do you keep eating peas at dinner?
Yeah.
So if you really don't like somebody, do you keep watching everything they do?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's much of a dislike, right? It's more of a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I think so. Is there a downturn with the economy, or is it the same or better?
It's always looking up better. Positivity. Why even if it was a downturn, why even talk about it?
No. It's true. I see Shawn spending time with family more now and I love that for you, big guy. Yeah.
It's tough to do. Someone asked the other day, I made a post, I was working hard. I don't know what it was. I was on job site training. They said, do you not spend any time with your family? I'm like, well, yeah, I do. But it's more or less going to be like, rather than sprinkling a little bit of time over a broad area, oftentimes it's very focused. Like, go, 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 boom, focus. Like, we spent the whole weekend, had a great time at the lake. It was really cool. We were at the lake. My boys just bought a brand new ski boat. That's impressive to see at this young age, right? In their new business that they buy us. They literally called me on a Thursday, like, "Hey, we're coming to the lake with you about a new boat." I'm like, awesome. But here we are at the lake, and I took it in for a moment. We had Hunter and his girlfriend there at the lake, and then we had Aiden, one of my foremans, which is one of my nephews, and then my boys were there. Three of them, because Colin was on vacation and honeymoon out of the country. Yeah. And we're all sitting there floating around this big old float, right? One of those the nets in the middle, drinking beer for hours talking. And I was sitting there looking at, there's literally 3 fence companies, 3 decent sized fence companies in Evansville, right here on the same float. And we're talking about fence stories and life and the boats are sitting there floating behind us. And I'm just looking at it going, how blessed am I that this is where we're at right now? That I get to have this conversation with these kids and our family at this moment in the lake. I thought was blessed. We didn't have everybody. Of course, Faith was in Texas with her summer vacation, but we had a great time.
Yeah.
Truly blessed. So that's very focused on our time, right?
Well, and I wondered too, there's no way Dylan pulled anything to the lake in that Tesla. So,
all right. So we're going to have this conversation right now. So,
it does look nice with that wrap on it and stuff. But yeah.
So I feel like I've been lucky enough to somehow accidentally have some boys with some good heads on their shoulders to a certain extent.
Yeah.
They bought the boat. Owen and Dylan bought it together. Dylan drove the Tesla to the lake and Owen drove the work truck with the boat to the lake. Cool. At some point on Saturday, Owen had enough lake time. He was ready. He's done and drove home in the truck, leaving Dylan and the Tesla and the boat trailer at the lake overnight and Sunday. So Sunday, we're wrapping up the day, and now we're having a conversation of like, how do we get the boat out of the water, son? 1. How do you get the boat home 2 hour drive? 2.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I'm just now trying to figure that out. He literally running a multi-million-dollar fence company.
Yeah. We'll get to this.
But it's like what's important now. They have that from me. It's something as I travel the country, I may be 10 o'clock at night and not have a hotel room yet.
Yeah.
Some people freak out. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to stay. I'll get a hotel room when I get there. But Dylan's like, I don't know. I'd figure it out when we got there or when we got to this point. Well, we're at this point. So he had to ask Heather if the fence company truck could tow his Superior boat back to Evansville. So we go to pull it out of the water, but he's never put the boat in the trailer.
Yeah.
He just bought it, put it in the water, and
that's hilarious.
So
I can totally see him doing this stuff.
These are the things that I get to enjoy. I get to watch as he's trying to get the boat for 17 tries onto a trailer. But yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. This comment is correct. Yes. Dylan was on the show a couple weeks ago. Right. Lots of good stuff in there, especially learning from a young guy in the industry. Lots of good stuff, man. He's going places for sure. But obviously both of them are in that company. It's kind of crazy to see. So I want to get back a little bit to, we talked to different associations. Now Shawn's, not really involved with any of them at a certain capacity or, tied with that. So when you had made your post, you said, why did some partnerships disappear? Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to, why did they disappear? And what partnerships are you willing to talk about?
Yeah. So I don't need to go into specific details, but we've had partnerships in businesses. I've had business partners in Mr. Fence, right? Yeah. We've had relationships with vendors. We've had sponsorship partnerships, product sponsorships. We've had collaboration, right, with some great people in our industry. And what I'm learning is that there's a season for every one of those. And when you try to hold on to them for too long, out of that season, you're eliminating the next partnership more than likely. Like that door doesn't open or that opportunity doesn't happen when you're over here with this one. And it's less about it. It's not necessarily a negative that the two have grown apart. Okay. It's more that the two have grown into a new season of their life of new partners, right? It doesn't have to be such a negative thing. And for the longest time, I thought that was a loss or a failure. If we have a partnership that no longer is a win-win for either party, we must have failed.
Yeah.
And I think that's not true. I think that there's a season where you either, and I told this to somebody else today, you're either helping somebody or somebody's helping you. Period. I believe that that's 100% of the time. However, here's what's interesting. I told this to somebody today. Sometimes you think you're the one helping that person, and the reality is that person's helping you. You just don't know it yet. You haven't made it to the next season to find out. And I'm realizing this as I'm having conversations with people that on the face, if you heard them from a third party, you would think I was coaching them, or you think I was helping them, or you think I'm the one offering assistance. But the reality of it is I need to hear that message. Or the reality of it is their response to that message is the lesson I got to learn for the season that I'm in, right? So it's much bigger. And if you try to constrain that and say, if these relationships move apart, that's bad, then I think you're going to lose out on an opportunity. I also believe that the good Lord has a plan. And sometimes you hold on to things too long, he's going to rip them out of your hands.
Yeah.
So you're going to literally rip it from your hands and say, I'm telling you, I've been closing that door on you for a while now. Now we're going to remove that. And pay attention when that happens. Pay attention when things go south quickly. And if you look back, you can probably see a season where it's like, yeah, I should have opened up that next door. I should have walked down the hallway. I should have left that thing closed. We hold on to it. And I'm no expert. All I'm saying is now I'm starting to realize it. How about that?
Yeah.
Can I control it? Right? Yeah. No. Am I entering into new partnerships? Yeah. We got into a partnership with the fence company, the biggest partnership I think I've ever been a part of. So I'm not sitting there saying partnerships are bad.
Yeah.
But I do believe that they're there for a season, right? And they're for a reason.
Yeah.
So as much as people want to call, that there's a negativity to it, unfortunately, sorry guys, it's not like there's a big old bombshell that we're going to drop and say, well, this person did this. Well, they might have, and there was a reason why that happened. A lot of it has to do with how you responded to it. So
yeah. Well, and so since you brought up the fence company, I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. Because it's been obviously it's kind of sending some waves through the industry, right? And people are like, ooh, what's this? What's this? What's this? Well, and then you guys came out with Fence OS, and that got a lot of people talking. And a lot of people were like, hey, there's some parts of this Fence OS that look very similar to a lot of other products. Where did you guys get the ideas for these things, and how did Fence OS come together?
Fence OS came together through survival. So if you go look back at my journey, I have been trying to dial in a software package that is really hyper focused on Mr. Fence methodologies and ideas and philosophies on how we run a fence business, which by no means is the perfect way or the best way. It is just how we find them.
Is this like the charging by section, the magic number, stuff like that? Or
that is absolutely a lot of it, right? Okay. So and there's companies out there. Contractor Accelerator did the best job for us, I think, in dialing those in. But we've had spent a lot of time with Job Nimbus, a lot of time with True. We did spent a lot of money on our private software many years ago. But CFS, we used that for a long time. So we've been through a lot of softwares, and we were trying to find something that was really dialed into us. So as we grew into the fence company, realizing that now we're talking about scaling this problem of patching a software system to match how we like to run a business, which is, yes, charge by section, margin only, super fast estimating. And a lot of the softwares overcomplicate things because they hear from guys in the industry, we need all this inventory control and all this stuff. Like, less is more. So out of necessity, out of survival, as the company started scaling, with the idea of scaling the fence company, we were blessed with the fact that we had some guys on our team that weren't from the fence industry. They're literally from, I would call it, the IT world, right?
Yeah.
And so they have a gift, they have a passion, they have an ability. And then comes along Claude and these amazing AI opportunities. And that's like putting fuel under the fire for these guys. So they had a problem. They've been in the fence industry for 3 or 4 years. So now the first time ever, we have a programmer or designer who's feeling the battle that every fence guy is feeling, that has a tech background, that was given AI tools and says, here's a solution So they call it vibing. They vibed out for like a month. Unbeknownst to me, I mean, I knew they were working on some ideas. They were going to take the Mr. Fence Academy fence suite that we had just spent a ton of money building. That's all the Excel sheets and software all intertalking together. And they were going to make that work on a software platform. Just that. That was the idea. I'm like, if you could do that, we're off to the races, because now people can have a good controller fence company at their fingertips with all this numbers, all this data matrix. But once they got rolling, they're like, I can make it do this, I can make it do this. And next thing I know, if they literally have built a soup to nuts, front to back, top to bottom system that runs our fence company. And I got to be very specific about that. You take that system and try to run your fence company, it would frustrate you. Yeah. It wouldn't work. It's so specifically built. And that's, I think, why it's very successful for us, is that it was built for one purpose and one purpose only. And it's not very adaptable to any other methodologies or ideas or philosophies on how to run a fence business. Yeah. People ask me all the time, can you use it for this? Nope. Can you use it? Nope. It does this. So, yeah, great experience. Yeah. I'm not sure what James was talking about, but
well, yeah, I think he's talking about the whole Fence OS stuff, because there is a lot of different. Because I know at first there was a lot of talk to, and maybe you can clarify it too, because there was talk about it wasn't going to be open to the public, and then some people in our industry were getting text messages saying, "Hey, sign up for Fence OS." So, and then I think there was some confusion there on what it was and who it was allowed to go to. Yeah. And then I also want to clarify too. So when you talk about building it for your company, and then like
the fence company,
yeah, the fence company, and then Rivers Fence said that he's working on, like, is he working on your actual one, or is he saying he's got his own Fence OS one?
Jay Rivers, I'm working on his OS as we speak. No, so Jay Rivers has been in the academy for years.
Yeah.
Right. So easy, flip it right over to him. Mr. Fence actually doesn't even use Fence OS. We still use Contractor Accelerator, if that tells you guys anything. All right. We haven't left to go. It's fine the way it is. We use Contractor Accelerator. We've got it working fine for us. We could not scale that. So Fence OS is for Mr. Fence Academy members. Right. So are they trying to get more Academy members? Absolutely. That's a win-win. That whole entire group is winning on all fronts right now, right? So yes, they as a team are trying to grow that Fence OS Mr. Fence Academy collaboration. So Fence Company is scaling, and Fence Academy allows any member in a Fence Academy, because now the Fence Academy is owned by the Fence Company. So we don't have to rep the Fence Company brand to follow the Fence Company methodologies and be in the Fence Company network. So as the Fence Company starts to scale out, not every location is going to be the Fence Company, right? So there's opportunity for people to be in our network through our sales channels and our advertising, that we'll have people in different areas that are not the Fence Company, but are representing the iDrive power systems in that area. Does that make sense? And so we're building that network out.
Chris says, the Mr. Fence Academy has changed my whole company and continues to change it for the better.
Thousands and thousands of people that has helped. Not everybody has it helped. There's some that have been in it through the season, found out it wasn't for them, and moved on. And that is absolutely going to always be the case. It's not a one size fit all shoe, not one size shoe fit all.
Yeah. And I do want to say, and kind of switching gears a little bit, talking about Mr. Fence Academy, because now you see several other coaching things coming out there, mentorship programs. You have, Purple Coaching. You have Tony Thornton, and now he has the new one that he's putting out there, and then the one that Kevin is putting out, the Honest Builder.
And there's Elite too.
Yeah. So do you can we claim that you were the first one to do it, or
I think that's
who was the first one?
Yeah, I think that's undisputed. We were able to blaze that trail boldly that would take all the heat, right? And people are like, this is ridiculous. Who would ever pay? I mean, there's people that have been on record that say, who would ever pay for coaching? You're an idiot. And now we have thousands of people that are doing it, and great leaders in our industry now running their own coaching program, and there'll be many, many more. If you look at the number of people, 55,000 fence companies, approximately, how you want to measure it. That's more than any one association, or coaching platform can handle. Period. And that's not even that. Like, there's so many different ideas, methodologies, and philosophies on how to coach that to begin with. It's not going to work for even the mass majority of the 55,000 fence companies. So you're going to need a breadth of opportunity for them to find what works best for them. I want to see success in our industry and grow professionally in our industry. And if that means we need 50 coaching platforms to get to the right people, the message to the right people, then let's do it. Like, I did not agree with the way my dad competed in the fence business when I first started. And he competed in the fence business by hiding everything, keeping it close to his chest, not sharing anything to the other fence companies in the very beginning, was just trying to, and a lot of the fence companies did this. So they would compete by eliminating competition rather than collaborating, rather than being vulnerable, rather than pushing the envelope and having somebody actually might do better than you. And now all of a sudden you got to work hard to catch up to them. That's great. Same thing with the coaching platforms. With these guys, that they put out more coaching content, what do you think that does to Mr. Fitz Academy? We have to work harder to become better. This is great. AFA and FWA, that little bit of competition collaboration there, that's helping push the envelope. You can't be lazy and just sit back.
No, I agree. And Evan says there's 55,000 fence companies, 54,000 from Indiana.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know.
True.
I don't know that number to be true. I've heard that number multiple times. I'm not the expert on it. I know there's a lot, right? As I travel around, people tell me, I have more fence competition in my town than anyone else. I said, everyone tells me that. So how can you all have more competition than everybody else? Or we have the cheapest guys. I hear there. Or we got the biggest rocks. Guys, you're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, we looked it up here in Indianapolis, and the lovely internet says that there's 150 to 200 fence companies in the Indianapolis area. So I was like, that sounds like a lot of companies. So
it's believable.
Now, I don't know if like that includes like your companies that are like, oh, we'll do your siding, we'll hit your windows, we'll build you a fence. Like, I don't know if they're included in that, or it's just like literally like fence companies. I don't know, but
it's people putting posts in the ground one way or the other. Posts are going to the ground.
I got to read this one. Sean Bahinsky says, listening with the speaker on high, and my 8-year-old Braden said, is that Shawn King and that Craig guy?
Oh, I love it.
He said, fan, didn't even need to see you guys. That's awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome.
No, relationships are key, man. And
we're
building them constantly right now in the industry. We're at a great time in our industry. It's a magnificent time in our industry. This has been in it for my whole life. Call it 40 years technically, but 30 years really in it day to day. And the last few years have been a game changer from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's been Shane can't put fence company. Yes, that's here in Indianapolis. That's how it is, man. They're fence companies. So
yes, that's why the fence company is the perfect name in the world.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people were like, because I seen some comments. Somebody said, why the fence company or fence company name? And really, I mean, from an SEO standpoint, I mean, it's brilliant, right? Fence company near me.
It's not even that. It's customers, they love the simplicity of the branding, the color scheme. In my experience with Mr. Fence and all the colors, when you go to wrap something or make a shirt or something, all the colors, you got to pay for per color. And it gets busy when you try to make it small, right? All that stuff goes away. When you're talking like, look at Apple, look what they did. Look at how simple that is, right? So the fence company, black and white. You can't get easier than that. You can't get more bold than that. So consumers remember it because it's easy to remember. And they're like, oh, yeah, thefencecompany.com. Like, well, how do you find them? Thefencecompany.com.
Done.
That easy. I wish I would have thought of it. It wasn't my idea.
Yeah. Shane said, fun fact, Indy's top 10 of competition of fence companies.
Indy's top 10 of
I'm assuming across the country, I'm guessing, maybe world. Indy has the top 10 most competitive market, is what I'm assuming, or most.
How do you quantify the most competitive? What makes it the most competitive? Is it the number? Is it the quality? Is it the price? Is it the type of fence? What makes it competitive? How do you measure it?
I would say number of companies. Because here's the thing, and I know a lot of times people say in different markets, it's obviously different, right? But in our market, a lot of our homeowners could care less about quality. And that's super sad to say because all they want is the cheapest. That's all they care about. And
do you think that is, why do you think that is?
I think because we have so many companies, people just come, it comes down to price anchoring, and people hear a number first and then they base everything off of that. And when they hear, Joe Schmo coming in at $5,000 and then you come in at $8,000, they're like, whoa, nope, I'm going with this guy. So, and that happens all the time here. And I would kid you not, I bet we could go through and I bet our last 20 people that have said no to us, I would bet 18 of them at least have said because of price. No other reason. And it's hard. Like, we even got to a point where we are offering people different material from different companies because the cheap, and we were like, hey, do you want quality?
Can you put up Justin Nary's comment? Because this is where I was going to go with this.
Justin Nary?
That's exactly where I was going when I asked you what you think it is. And I'm going to get on my little soapbox here and behave as much as possible. But you don't see Justin Nary's comment right there?
What if I don't like Justin Nary?
Well, it's both of our shows right now. You'll learn to share. Collaboration.
Just kidding, Justin. I love you. Because fence isn't respected as a trade. Some people, yeah, I agree.
So what I'm going to propose, hear me out here for a second, is I believe that we are responsible for that. I believe our industry and our industry leaders are responsible for the fact that our industry is not necessarily recognized as a trade.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think anyone's going to argue with the fact that we're not recognized like electricians, plumbers, all right, HVAC guys. They have certifications. Nobody's getting a plumber out to the house and negotiating a price. Nobody's an electrical out the house and negotiating a price. Okay. And those guys know what they're worth and they're getting paid what they're worth, right? So this is not an undo. This is not an easy undo. This is not something we might not be able to undo in my lifetime, but it has been one of my missions to focus on is how can we become more recognized as a industry, as a profession. And it's going to come down to build better, teach, train, collaborate, hold each other accountable. That's what it's going to come to. And that is not going to be easy because what you just said, there are guys that are easy entry into our industry that think they know they can buy a pair of postal digger for $17 and be in defense business, right?
Yeah.
But when we allow them to, when we fail as professions, if we want to be professional, when we are talking to the consumers, we're not doing a good enough job of separating ourselves from those guys. We don't act it. There's guys that have been in the industry for 25 years that show up in a broke down truck that low price themselves and use terminology they shouldn't be using. They don't explain to the consumer what a better fence looks like.
Yeah.
Right? They don't study it themselves. They want to argue with me as I'm the guy, the bad guy. Well, we've always done it this way. Why do we got to change now? Because we can build it better.
Yeah.
What we know now, the resources we have, the material we have, the knowledge we have, the equipment we have, just build better. Right? Fences running off in 10 years, blowing over at 70 mile an hour wind loads should not be acceptable.
Yeah.
But we have to hold ourselves accountable and do a better job of teaching, preaching, and collaborating or educating these consumers and branding ourselves and holding it to that level. And there's a lot of guys doing a fantastic job already.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys. So there's one right here in the comment section right now, Chris Cass. Come on, look at the level of quality that his company has, right? There's a lot of guys in the comment section right now. They're fantastic. But we're probably, let's say there's 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 5,000 are doing a good job. There's 50,000 out there running amok.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? There's more that are doing that. And when we go down to their level and lower our price, you know me, I'm big on zero discounts. I've preached this for years. But the moment we devalue our product, we actually value their product. You understand what I'm saying? When we devalue doing it right, we actually add value to them doing it wrong. Okay. So it's a hard battle, and it's one I'm very passionate about, but we got to hold each other accountable as a group. If, in Evansville, that's only I really influence the guys bidding jobs here. Half of them are family, but the other half I'm really close with. But there's no one that is in our communication that is putting in an inferior fence.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, how awkward is it to lose a bid to your son
or my wife?
Or your wife? Yeah.
I just lost a $19,000 job to my wife. I bid it an hour before she showed up to bid it. Right.
Really?
And I did my bid. It is what it is. She did her numbers. She's typically a little bit less because her overhead's less. We just run it strictly off the margin principle that we teach everybody else. And because she's lean and mean, and Shawn King builds all our fence himself. They don't have a crew. So her labor rate's pretty low. She won that one. Dylan has won quite a few from us because he's young and eager. But sometimes Mr. Fence wins them, and my wife will get upset. It's like, I'm like, honey, they've got 25 years of branding experience in Evansville. Like, some consumers are not going to go with the brand new company.
Right.
But I love it when they win. Actually, I love it when one of them win. Or even Josh Griffin, smaller company in town. He buys a lot of tools from us, comes to our training, and sometimes he wins one. Like, yes, let's go. You need some help? Let me know.
How awkward is it going to be now here in 4 months at Thanksgiving when you guys start talking about this and you're bidding against each other on a big job and stuff?
We were just talking about on the boat on this weekend at floating, so, hey, there's one customer here. This is what's interesting. There's one customer. I'm not going to say his name in case from how they're watching, but my wife bid the job, and she's like, this guy's relentless. Like, he keeps sending thousands of questions. Well, my Mr. Fence bid the job. Same thing. My Mr. Fence team's like, I don't know if we want to work for this guy. Well, then Josh Griffin bids for this guy, right? And he's like, in passing one day, he's like, hey, just so you know, if this guy calls you guys, you just want to, like, I don't know, this guy's wacky, right? He's asking all a million questions. And I think my boys would bid the same job. So literally what I said to the whole group was like, look, none of us are working for this guy. I can tell you right now, it's going to go south. So they've all sent him a text and said similarly, like, the message is similar in that we're not going to be able to exceed your expectations. So we feel like you're going to have to move on to somebody else. But he's received that from 4 fence companies that have told the man, you've been fired before you're hired.
Yeah.
So that happens. So it's not just we talk about trying to win a job. We're also protecting each other. So look, this guy's might be a very difficult customer.
Yeah.
Let's not go down that road.
Yeah. Yeah. Heather said she just wanted to say she whooped you on that estimate. And he's probably watching, so stop.
I didn't say anything. You got a lot of comments in here, man. These things are popping off.
Yeah, I know they've been going.
All ships, Track Mater, all ships are out of the tide. Consumer wants the cheapest because the owners of the industry created that. Yeah. I didn't even see your comment, Chris. I went on my soapbox. He said the same thing.
Yeah.
Market goes up.
Heather said, I didn't even use ChatGPT. My message to fire him was kind. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida. Good evening.
Kevin Hawthorne.
So I wanted to ask you to get back into it a little bit. Obviously this whole show, we've talked about how the industry, and not everybody in the industry, but some of the industry, right, keeps on banging Shawn down, hitting him. So why does Shawn keep challenging an industry that doesn't want Shawn to be there?
That's a good question. So I told you guys I would give you a piece of advice that I didn't make up by any means, but I heard it again recently. And the reality of it is this has been my mantra for a long time. They didn't really know it, right? How do you keep doing it over and over and over, right? It's this negativity possibly sometimes, or the pushback, right? Or the events or things that are happening that seem like they would probably crush most people. Like, why would you endure that, right? The reality of it is, if you can just focus on this, control what you can control. That's where your focus is. Control what you can control. But most importantly, don't let what you cannot control you. That's the most important part of that. So I cannot control how people view me, think of me, necessarily their opinion. I can be me. What they think of me, think about Deion Sanders, where he says, "What about me makes you think I care what you think about?" It's I'm not going that far, but the reality of it is like I am very good of letting things go that I can't control. Like I'll just shut it out to the extent that you're talking about people knocking down Shawn King. Most of it I don't see. Most of it I completely block out, because if I were to see that continuously, relentlessly pushback and negativity, I'm a human being. I'm either going to fight back or I'm going to stop, okay, or give up, right, or change who I am, right. The reality, what I've learned is just I literally move on. I deflect it. I move on. I have blocked so many people on social media. It is absolutely so easy. It is literally done,
yeah,
but done, boom, gone. Like boom, 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 boom. You want to be negative, you want to question, you want to push back, you're gone. And so what happens is like you message me, or you and I were talking about all the negativity on that Lock and Ox thing. I'm like, what negativity? You're like, bro, it was everywhere. I'm like, I saw zero,
really?
nothing. So I saw a single negative comment or a negative post, because all those people that could do that, I have literally just shielded them out. And my advice to those of you that want to innovate, that want to lead, that want to share who they are and their vision, don't buy into any of that negativity. Be naive to it. Literally be naive to it. Turn it off, block it, shut it down, take away all of their fire. Nothing. Gone. And I think that's what allows me to continue doing what I'm doing, is that I really spend no energy fighting those guys. Now, you will find me online. I just had this the other night, just last night. And I was cognizant of the fact I was doing it. There was somebody made a comment that my brace was backwards on a tension brace on the gate. He's absolutely so wrong. I wanted to argue with him, so I kind of bantered back and forth. All of that's a waste of time, right? Like the reality of it is, what am I doing? Those that are around me that support me and love me a lot have this key phrase that they'll post in the comment section that says, "Say hi to Heather." And when they say hi to Heather in the comment section, it means, Shawn, stop messing with the sheet. Let it go. Move on. And so I have to cut it off and move on. Like it got it. But there's so many. So I'm saying is I don't have everyone blocked until I learned that that's just not a good person to focus with. So what you focus on is what you'll see more of. So if I focus on the positivity, I'm going to see more of the positivity. If I focus on the negativity, I'm going to see more negativity. So it's just the reality of it, period. You cannot get around that. So focus on eliminating what you cannot control, control what you can control, but don't let what you cannot control you. And that's the hardest piece, is letting people get through to me and control me by getting me to question what I'm doing or what I stand for, the reasons why we do it. A lot of the innovations we have were challenged in the beginning. Look at, we talked about the bump board and string line. Now it's like second nature. Everyone's doing it. And there's so many things that way that like we've gotten over the hump. We're still arguing, but we're not arguing about the core of it anymore.
Yeah.
So it worked. It worked.
It did.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
There's another thing at the retreat this year that came up one morning before we had our morning message at the retreat. And it kind of dawned on me. It's like, as we go through our days and all of the things that are happening and the noise, we hear all this noise, right? Nothing you do today, this is what came to me, I shared with the group, nothing you do today will change anything that happened yesterday. There's nothing today is going to change yesterday, right? Yeah. But something you do today is going to impact tomorrow. I promise you. Something you do today is going to impact tomorrow. But both of those pieces aren't really where the meat of the potatoes are for your daily activities. Like, you got to first get rid of the fact that you can't change yesterday, so move on. Tomorrow hasn't happened yet. So something you're doing might influence tomorrow. But guess what? Everything you do today matters. So that means every positive thought you have or every negative thought you have tremendously are going to impact your life, period. So choose wisely, because everything you're doing today matters. Forget about yesterday and don't have anxiety worried about tomorrow. I really focus on the now and the current events as much as I possibly can, knowing that the human being and decision I make today are going to influence tomorrow, but everything I'm doing today matters for what I stand for, who I am, what we're doing.
Yeah, I think that's, which I did want to get to this comment because I thought it was really good. Creatures of habit can't stand change, even if it would improve their business for the better. I'm for innovation in this industry wherever we can jam it in. And Shawn is the ultimate innovator.
To the point that today, poor Al, you guys don't know who Al is, Mr. Finstall's director. He's the one that has to deal with the aftermath of innovation. Yeah. There is a box of Instigate kits, of chain link ones, at the office today. And I'm like, bro, why do we have, I thought we were completely out of these. Why do we have boxes of these? And he's like, because somebody had the bright idea to change the design to make it better after we already made 50 gate kits. I'm like, why'd you make 50 gate kits? You know I'm going to innovate and make it better on the fly constantly. So just make on demand. And he gets so frustrated because it's a manufacturing mindset. He's like, you made it up, said it was good to go. I said it was until I found a better way. So like the Instigate kit for chain link, it's only been out for a month or two. We're already revamping the design and the swivel piece and everything. Much better, much stronger. But to a fault, that's hard to run a business when you have that kind of innovation.
Yeah, which, and I want to talk about Mr. Finn's tools a little bit, and maybe this will kind of feed into it. Because it gets brought up quite often, which I do want to say, congrats to you. I seen your post, or I don't know if it's you that posted or Mr. Finn's tools, but somebody posted that you guys were having a record-breaking month, and you guys ran like was it like a 3 or 4 hour sale real quick, like a fire sale?
These guys, our team has done fabulous. And earlier in the year, I think it might have been April, maybe, right? They were creeping up to like $400,000 in sales in a month, which is incredible growth for us. Tools is incredible growth. And they said, we're going to hit X. I'm like, well, you're that close. You might as well hit 500,000. And the team's like, we only got 7 days. Like, why would you say that? I'm like, because imagine hitting 500,000 in a month. That would be like we've never been this close. If you're this close, hit it. And they thought I was nuts. So I made this poster and this one thing, and I sent it to them. And I said, they said, man, we can shoot for the stars, and you'd ask for the moon or something like that. I'm like, well, why not? But they hit it. They hit that goal. They hit the 500,000, right? Well, last month we were close to topping that, but we were like $7,000 shy. And I'm driving down the road back from Texas late at night. I got a 10-hour drive in front of me, and the team has gone home 7 p.m. They're whooped. They're tired. They didn't make the goal. And I'm on the phone with them. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't make the goal? It's like, we missed it by $7,300. I said, well, we don't give up now. We got 5 hours. He's like, we're going home. I said, you can go home, but just give me a minute. I'm just sitting here. So I did that post, and I'm like, hey, da, da, da. Next thing I know, we smashed that goal in 2 hours. And then the next morning, the team came in unbeknownst to them, like, hey, guys, you now have a new record. And they're like, what? Well, we just put a little post on social media, asked for a little love, and bada bing, bada boom. We are loved more than we are disliked. I promise you that. Yeah.
Well, also, it helps too whenever you throw something in there for free, and people are like, wait, free? Like, yeah, I'll buy this and get that free.
Let me make this a no-brainer. No, we didn't discount anything. I just said, I will give you X if you order X, right? Yeah. I'm not going to devalue the product, but I will increase the value of the product every time. And one of the most innovative, I think, tools, it's debatable, probably the most innovative tool in our industry is the Equalizer. It is incredible what this thing can do, right? And I wish more people knew the power of the Equalizer. It's unbelievable. I just showed it to Daniel Lynch and his team. They've had them for years. But when I demonstrated all the things it can do, the light bulbs went off. They're like, oh my God, everybody wants one now.
Yeah.
So how about just give those away? That's our number one selling tool, the most innovative tool. Like, hey, next 3 hours, you buy this, you get one. And got Chris Steele. So good people, Chris Steele did get an Equalizer, but he said to me, I don't need it because there was a time when you talked about me, said you filled my truck with tools when I had no money and told me to go back to Florida and make money and return the favor in the future. That was many years ago. And he remembered that. So when I said, what size Equalizer you want? He said, I don't want it. Find somebody that needs it and send it to him. That's what he said. That's the type of collaboration of people that we have. I don't even remember doing that in his truck until he said it, that he was in town for a training and he didn't have the money for all the tools. I filled the truck with the tools, the straightaways, the X-Mans, everything. I'm like, when you make money with them, return the favor. He has returned the favor over and over. There you go, 2019. Okay. He has done it over and over and over, return the favor. And he continues to return the favor. So if somebody here is watching, we have not found a recipient of that does not have an equalizer, that needs an equalizer, let me know. Okay. I'll help you out. I mean, we're here. Win, win, win.
Which I want to go back to this comment that Ken Throckmorton said, even the haters use your tools. So
yeah, they're not haters. We put them in the box. They're great people. They have a misunderstanding.
All I can imagine is like somebody using one of your straightaways and they're like, you know, ding, and they're like, this jive turkey sucking like mother, and just keep going, you know, using everything. And it's like,
while they're watching a YouTube video on how to build King Plus.
Yeah. They're like, wait, how many boards did he use again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where does that go? Can you send me this? It's nonstop every day. I love it. I'm blessed to have the opportunity I have to leave as the impact that we're leaving. This is what I aspired to do way back when my stepdad said, you can't run a fence business. And I said that, you know, I started bankrupt. So, you know, we started bankrupt. Here we are.
Well,
still about bankrupt.
Came a long way. And I wanted to back to the tools thing because I know that this gets brought up a lot, and just want to clear the air with everything because people always kind of have a joke about, oh, Shawn King, there he goes trademarking one of his tools again. And so what is the thought behind the trademarking of all the tools or the fence recs and things like that?
Yeah. So if you look at Mr. Fence Tools, there's 10 families that company supports alone outside of my family and Mr. Fence, but there's 10 individual families that are employed by that company. And it's protection at the end of the day, right? So there are those, I don't want to call them haters, but naysayers, right? And there are a lot of copycats out there. I'm all for innovation. I want to see someone take a product and make it better. But when you just take a product and just copy it, there's no good happening from that, right? Like make it better. Take that idea and take it one step further and make it better. I have the Elon Musk mentality and didn't even know it. I did not know this until recently. Elon apparently owns no patents. And I was like, what? But his idea was that stifles innovation. And the other thing that does is that makes every bit of your innovation completely public knowledge, every bit of it, when you patent something. The other thing I've learned the hard way is the patents I do have, you have to spend a lot of money to defend the patent, right? So a lot of these items we're selling for, I don't know, $10, $300. And if you have to pay to continuously defend the patent, where's the ROI in that, right? But a trademark is totally different. So as you put all the time and effort in branding something and trademarking something, and like the straightaway or the equalizer or the fence racks, people know those things by heart. Yeah. As you do that, so it's really difficult for them to play off the name Equalizer. They would have to be completely from scratch. So it's a different approach. Yes, there's patents, but trademarking protects all that marketing, all of that branding, and it's pretty well bulletproof is what I've learned. It's not like fighting for a trade or for a patent. When somebody tries to trademark infringement, like they got to pay attorney fees, they got to pay damages. It's pretty clear cut and dry. So you don't want to try to mess around with a trademark. So, or register. We got registrations, we got trademarks. So primarily what we do is protect the brand and the knowledge, and that is more important than trying to protect. I want people to innovate. If you can make it better, make it better. Yeah. Right? Look, here's a good example. Look at Evan Gardner. Evan Gardner took our X-Man, asked me if I would make it for a postmaster. So that's not where we're going, or winged posts. That's not where we're going with our methodologies and our training and our thought process for building fence. There's a lot of people that do it very well. Yeah. He took that and made a fantastic product. He took the X-Man idea and made it way better for winged posts. It's a great product. Let's get more of that. Like, let's do more of that rather than just absolutely copying what we've already done and just leave it the same. Like there's no good at that. So that's that's a lot of the reason why we trademark. My trademark attorney is busy nonstop. He's always got a trademark he's working on. We've trademarked dry pack. We've trademarked so many terminologies because as we're teaching and we're preaching and we're talking about this, we want to have control over that. iDry Power Systems is trademarked, right? Because we want to make sure that that brand means something to the consumers around the country when it has a set of standards that they're looking at that you can't use anything near iDrive.
Now, did the iPost have a lot to do with trading or switching over to the trademark stuff, or were you already doing that before the whole iPost?
We've been trademarking since 05.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or even earlier.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
we've been trademarking a long time.
Yeah.
You know, the dig jig was trademarked back in the Equalizer. All that was trademarked way back when, right?
Yeah. Which I mean, a lot of people always give you crap for everything for some reason, and that's what we've talked about the whole show.
We're vulnerable and we're available, right?
Yeah.
Vulnerable and available is a reason why. If you look at that, how many other guys are putting themselves out in the open this much? If you look at the list I sent you of the things that we've been a part of, 30 plus business systems, operating systems and strategies, 18 proprietary installation tools that we've created, like all of this stuff all has social media connected to it. It's overwhelming the amount of impact, right? And so we're available for them to constantly see, to a point where people are like probably tired of seeing the Shawn King or something related to Shawn King. Fence Week, Fence Camp, Fence Games. It's insane.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I was trying to find it real quick. So Shawn, before the show, sends me this whole thing of all the things that like, and I don't know how well we'll be able to see this, but this thing just keeps going and going and going. And I was like, good Lord, man, there's a lot of stuff over the years that you've been a part of in this industry that a lot of people may not even realize.
Yeah. I mean, if you look everything on back to the setting posts from concrete days, right? There was so much we were a part of back then, that the fence matrix and the budgets and the sales pipeline, the fence production schedule, and pausing or camping out on your profit level strategy. We've been teaching that forever, right? No discounts, upgrade credits, all this stuff. And then you look at the tools. There's so many tools that we've either completely innovated from scratch or re-innovated, right? Made better. And then materials. I mean, now you got the Instigate kits, the X-Wings, the Ramrods, Uni-5s, the iPost, obviously, and then the methods. King Plus method is being used all over the country. I had never dreamed that would take off as much as it has. We have consumers calling us from all over the country and fence companies all over building King Plus and loving it, right? It's not the only way to build fence, but the fact that everyone absolutely loves it, from the consumers to the installers to the owners, right? And that is an innovation that I did not trademark that and did not patent that, and that is 100% like, use it. Here it is. Here's an idea. Run with it, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy how everyone is using King Plus all over the country. I travel around and see banners that say King Plus, and people's websites say King Plus, right? And for me, it's like wanting to put my name on a little bit of something that's maybe 20 years from now, people are still saying King Plus and don't even know who Shawn King is. No clue.
Which I do want to say a couple of these. Where is it? A couple of these signature sayings. Set them right, pound them tight.
Yes.
Send it, we'll bend it.
Less stress, more finesse.
Yeah.
Or how about the bulls? Teachable, predictable, measurable, repeatable. Like so many guys are using that.
Yeah. A bunch of pennies make babies grow into dollars.
I remember when I said that off the cuff. I was in Nashville, Tennessee at Stainless Steel Experts. It was Lebanon. It's this large group around me, and they're like, "You're just saving pennies," and I just off the cuff popped that out. Next thing I know, it's on a T-shirt. People are saying it, or own your hole. I preach, travel the country, preach and own your hole. What does that mean? Yeah. It's thinking about dig a proper hole so we can install fence posts properly with concrete. Like I've been on record so many times saying, concrete's not the enemy. Improperly used concrete is the problem, and it's everywhere. It's rampant in our industry. So if you start off by owning your hole and dig the hole appropriately to begin with, we eliminate most of that concrete problem. But the reality of it is, as soon as the homeowner or as soon as the manager leaves or the owner leaves the job site, we have inferior hole set depth and width everywhere.
Well, and I did want to shout out to Matt with Front Rock Fence here saying, long time no see. How's it going, Craig and Shawn? This year's been wild so far.
A while. I got to catch up with them and figure out what makes it wild.
Yeah.
No, it's been a amazing year for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
My eyes have been opened wide this year. How about that?
Why do you say that? What do you think? What's opened your eyes this year?
Well, my understanding a relationship with the Lord and understanding how the perspective and all these pieces start fitting together. It's every conversation I'm now looking at like, oh, that's why I had to talk to that person. That's why I'm having that conversation, right? Or that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly. Simple things too. I'm just connecting dots now. Like this year, it's all about like, oh my gosh, it's starting to. The whole thing started to make more sense, bigger picture. Which brings a little bit less stress. Right? I think most of us, fear comes from the unknown. Stress comes from unknown. And the more confident you feel like what the mission is, more confident you feel like that you have someone that has your back, that there's a reason why everything's happening, that don't panic, then stress starts to decrease. But the more aware I am of that. So that's what I mean by it. It's just, it's an amazing time.
We had a question from Dan Courtney here. Are you going to change the saying to own your pole now since you're driving steel?
No, now we set them right. We set or pound them tight, set them right.
Yeah.
Set them right, pound them tight. Yeah. Send it, we'll bend it. That's the own the hole got replaced with send it, we'll bend it. So the bend thing is it's actually part of the iDrive Power Systems testing. Okay, the Easy Plumb is used on every post, and it's the bend test. So we're literally bending every single post, testing the foundation of the post before we build fence on it to make sure that the post will bend before the foundation gives. Like I think that's one of the standards we have a problem with is driving around the country is, ASTM and those people have made standards is like, how deep do you drive and what soil conditions? Well, it all depends. But at the end of the day, we want the post to be the weakest link. So,
yeah. Well, I want to say this here. Matt said it's busier than ever because he's hired 2 guys and we built a fence for Brett the Hitman Hart's fence, which I think wasn't he like a WWE wrestler or something like that? I'm pretty sure he is.
I was building fence as a kid.
Yeah. Which I do. Here's Shawn Bahinsky. I want to come to Evansville soon for your next fence thing. When is it?
July 22nd. It's every month.
22nd.
Fence week. Yep. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Interesting.
Go to Eventbrite link. If you don't follow us, you should. You'll see all those events.
Yeah.
Hearing jobs for others in an outdoor setting. Oh, with the poles. Oh my goodness. Come on, man.
I was like, wait, what?
Okay. Dan Courtney just ordered a fence Rex.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Stuff happening.
Which I do want to give a quick, I guess, self-plug for us. We do have a golf outing happening August 7th. And I believe our AFA local chapter. And I believe we're running out of spots. We still have some sponsorship spots too. But if you guys can go on there, sign up, fill it up. Last year sold out. I'm sure it's going to sell out again this year.
We're not taking the boys up there and doing that. Let's see if you guys still have a foursome left.
Yeah, I seen that you guys were just weren't you guys just golfing like a couple weeks ago?
That's what I'm saying. This year's so much better. Open your eyes. Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've up a couple times at 5 o'clock in the morning, drove 2 hours to the golf course and golfed in 100-degree heat, but not even keeping score. Literally having a blast. So the first time was me, Owen, and Dylan, and the last time me, Owen, Dylan, and Nolan. I'm so lucky and blessed to have those opportunities, right? So why not do it again? So I saw that golf outing. I probably would not have originally went, but I recently gave my golf clubs to my son, and so I had to go buy a whole new set. So I have a brand new set of golf clubs. Doesn't make me any better of a golfer. I am not a good golfer at all. but I can sure get out there and wail on it. So I would like to do that. So bring them to Ohio August 2nd for shotguns. It's a lot of travel, bro.
Which the funny thing is, Ken, you'll be at our outing too, right? Which Colin already signed up.
It's a shotgun start.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right, Ken? Shotguns.
Yeah. Shotgun start, the Fort Golf Course, 10:30 a.m. August 7th. So we want everyone.
So, yeah, if you sell a force, I'm going to get with you and get that done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got one. We'll make sure we got one for you.
Look at sponsorships. We'll see.
Sign them up, man.
Come on. Put it in there.
We can get them going.
136 golfers, 178 in attendance last year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And I'm pretty sure Wheeler's going to come over again too. We'll be podcasting live from there too. So
you didn't golf, you just podcast on 18th hole?
Well, I'll be honest. All right. Sorry, Dan Wheeler. I'm going to call you out for this. So I was like, dude, we should golf. And Dan's younger than I am. And this dude would not swing a golf club. And I said, why? And he's like, I already know I'm going to throw my back out. And I was like, swinging a golf, like, you should probably look into some stretching, man. Like, if you're going to throw it out by swinging a golf club. So yeah, we just rode around in golf carts, hanging out with people and, you know, checking on everybody, making sure everybody's good. And, you know,
we need that too. We need that probably more than him swinging a golf club. We need you guys out there rallying everybody up and checking who to get the closest to the hole and who actually had the longest drive, because there's so much cheating going on there. Now, we made up a new rule. Now, I don't know if I ever heard this for somebody or if we made it up completely from our own, but I don't think I've ever heard of someone doing this. You got mulligans, right? So normally you buy a mulligan, right? I'm so bad. I'm like, can I buy a mulligan for every hole? That type of thing. So with the boys, most recently, I thought I created it, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if this has been done before. I said we should have a grenade a hole.
Grenade a hole?
A grenade. And the boys are like, what's a grenade? And I said, well, that's so you have one opportunity to pick the ball up and throw it with your arm as far or as short as you want. So if you want to do that little chip putt on the sand pit, pick it up and and throw it and drop it. And that was hilarious. We did do grenades a few times. You're much better off doing a grenade on a short distance because you really can't throw a golf ball that far. Not as far as you.
Well, I will say this. I think I'm not a huge golf guy, but there's one hole that I think is a par 3, and Z&D sponsors that hole. And if anybody can hit a hole in one, they get a truckload of tent panels.
Oh my. Yeah.
So, and apparently last year, no one got it, but there was like 2 or 3 guys that were like super close to getting it. So, but then they said that Alex from Z&D said, oh, we're coming back. So we'll be there again. So if anybody gets a hole in one, they get a whole truckload of pins.
No grenade, birdie. That's how we go. So every once in a while I get lucky. It was a birdie on a par 3, dropped it on the green and putted it right in.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly impressed. Like, wow, the stars have aligned for that to happen.
Yeah. And see, look, and we have, so this year there's going to be a shootout this year for the top 3 teams that finish. So then they'll have a shootout at the end that everybody can see, you know, making sure that the right team wins, you know?
Yeah, there's no way that like I've done enough of these golf outings to realize that whoever cheats the most, hey, there's my son Nolan.
Yeah. And look, he's saying, let's go golfing.
Yes. So Nolan went to the lake this last weekend. He gets up early. He says, I'm going to go for a swim in the lake, and has Dylan follow him in the boat, swims for like 30 or 40 minutes just out in the middle of the lake, training for the Ironman he's doing in Muncie this Saturday. Half Ironman.
Okay.
13,
cool.
Number 13.
Oh, there you go. Number 13 hole was a full truckload. Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah. That's great, right?
Yeah.
I'll take a free truckload of panels. I may have to just show up to that hole and try it and see what happens.
I think a free truckload of anything fence related would be, I don't know that I would reject it.
Yeah. Did you just say a free truckload full of Mr. Fence tools? Is that what you said?
Like I said, I wouldn't reject it.
Did you just sponsor that?
Yeah, no. I mean, we can sponsor something, but probably not a truckload of anything. You got me mixed up. It's the wrong Shawn King. There must be another one that's making all the money.
Yeah. Make sure we edit that part out, right?
Yeah. I'll No, let them hear it and think what they want, and just let that roll.
Yeah, I know, right?
Who knows what doors that might open.
Yeah. I'm sure it will open up quite a bit. So yeah, I'm sure it will. But I do want to open it up to everybody that's here in the comments. If you guys have any questions or anything, drop them here in the chat, and we'll get to them. Tonight's been an open book, and
It's been a long, good show though. Hour and a half.
Oh yeah, and we've we've set some record numbers on here. So
and I haven't argued or
just clear the air a little bit.
Nothing bad has been said about anybody. Love them all. Love all you guys.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of misunderstanding amongst the industry on certain things, and I think that it was a good time to come clean with everything and everybody just understand what is really going on. So
yeah.
Christy wants to know, what's the game plan to get iPost nationwide?
Neon orange iPosts are landing in a week. Containers, multiple containers. Yeah. So we're about to be flush with them here very soon.
Yeah.
We are doing it through, obviously, Shop iFence, like it's always been doing. We also have IDSs that are being popped up everywhere, iDrive supply chain stores. It's kind of unique that we collaborated with several people to create their own fence supply warehouse that is specifically focused around driven, iDrive. So Uni5s, iPosts, NC8 kits, O-Posts, as well as whatever brand of vinyl and aluminum they want. But IDSs, iDrive supply, are coming, going to be multiple locations, and we hope to see them all over the place, right? Because that is a struggle that some guys have in different parts of the country that haven't quite adapted to a driven, is they have a hard time finding material. And for us to ship it out of Indiana is not conducive a lot of times. So finding those that want to really embrace that, where most fence yards aren't used to or even understand that we don't need an 8-foot vinyl post if we're going to be driving. We want a 78-inch post, right? Something with aluminum, we don't want to be cutting off and wasting that. So having that type of material available, and then of course, the superior connectors, the metal connectors, the Uni5s. Now that we're learning our lesson through time, that maybe the other ones weren't as strong as we thought.
Which we have, and a lot of this is trial and error, right?
We had 17 tornadoes in Evansville, Indiana, in one day. Not Evansville, I'm sorry, but in the tri-state area.
Yes.
In one day, a month ago, right? And you talk about wind tested. I don't know why, but we happened to be in a wind test tunnel. Yeah. People are like, well, come down the floor. Like, bro, we just had 120-mile-an-hour wind loads. Like, let me tell you, stuff is falling apart. And so, yes, we learn from those failures. We see fence failing often, and even our fence. So we diagnose that, figure out where the failure point is, and how do we build better. And this is why we are where we are today. Like, I can't, the driven post is so much stronger than a concrete set vinyl post because it's hollow. Like if you concrete set the H-beam in the ground, fine, that's stronger, but that's also not price conducive.
Yeah. Well, and so some of these questions, the chat's going kind of crazy right now.
Oh yeah, I see Ken Truckmore. Okay, we got
Shane must have said, he said, we need you to sign up. I heard full truckload of Mr. Fence tools. Someone said free truckload of tools. Look at this. I told you we're starting something. This is a great one here. Is Shawn still trying to grow a beard?
No, there's nothing there. That was a season in life where I endured my wife's wishes. She's like, I wish you had a beard. So I can try, but it's not going to be what you envisioned.
Nolan said, found this gym, but I can't click the link for some reason. So
I wonder what that is for my son. Oh my goodness.
Jessica, see if maybe you can get to that link and share it on here, and then we'll see what it is.
I'm curious to see if that's the voice working at a young age. Who knows what he drummed up there?
Yeah. Run it through security first and make sure we're good.
It is Nolan. It's probably going to be fine.
Yeah. Free fence Rex if I beat Shawn at a mini golf on iPhone message game.
No. The answer to that is no.
I'm guessing maybe Dan's going to pay for it, though.
No. I don't know.
First time I saw Shawn was in Swan Lake telling us how to rack a vinyl gate for digger specialties in the early 2000s.
I remember racking a digger because the digger gates would come to you 90 degrees back in the day on vinyl fence. And I didn't like how it looked on slope. So we started taking them apart and racking them in the field. And then Digger had me show them at Swan Lake in front of everybody. And in 2000, I would have been like 20 years old, 21 years old.
Really?
Nervous, sweaty palms, trying to show all these fencers how we disassemble and rack a gate in the field. Thanks for that remembering, Ken. I forgot about that. But that's innovating 6 years ago, man. Like you saw about that list I sent you. That wasn't even on like because I've been relentlessly doing this for 25, 30 years. 1993 is when we invented this straightaway.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
which
do the math.
Are you one of the dads that's really good at remembering how old his kids are? Or do you forget?
No, I'm not the greatest, but Nolan is 21, 20, 24. Owen would be, Nolan was born in 05, Dylan was born in 03, and Owen was born in 02.
Okay.
So 24, 25. Okay. He's 25 because he just had his birthday.
So is that kind of crazy? You got Dylan and Owen. I brought them up to help run that service project for us and do the training. Roughly about the same age as the first time you were showing people this in front of everybody. It's kind of
it's not by accident. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's a bigger purpose there happening, and I'm starting to see it unfold. Absolutely love it. Actually, you can't see this, but this picture is Shawn King at 8 years old on the first job site ever. I actually got lucky enough to have this picture. It was the first fence that I was ever part of, and my only job, I was a hammer in my hand, was to tear out the pickets. It's in California on Travis Air Force Base, but it stays on my desk, a reminder of like 8 years old. I'm 40. I'm going to be 48 this year, so nearly 40 years I've relentlessly been challenging the ideas, and I used to argue with my dad back then. Nah, probably not 8, but I did start arguing with him at a young age about how we should build fence.
Justin Neri wants to know, how do we get this free truckload of tools? Yeah. Chris Steele says, I was born in 93.
Dang, son. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Neri says, first time I saw Shawn was at a fall fencer forum in 2019 where Shawn pulled up to teach ag fencers about resi fence.
Boy, I got some heat that time, and that was all about sharing love. I just wanted to show them what we did on vinyl fence, wood fence, and man, did that sparked some controversy. That was bad. We set posting concrete. Dad guys didn't like that at all. We dry packed it, but we built vinyl fence up a hill, racked it, wood fence, built real quick. We had a lot of attention at that build out there. I think Justin and Eric would tell you that there's a lot of intrigued people that walked away with some good tips and tricks.
Yeah. Carter Smith says, Chris, you're old.
Because Carter's young. Yeah. Another one that's doing great things in our industry as a young guy.
Isn't he like 20, 21 or something like that?
I think he's 17.
No way. Are you serious?
No. He's older than that, but he's still young. He's no older than Owen. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Carter, but I don't think you're older than Owen.
Mike Moore says, ask Chris Steele about his back, though. I don't know.
He can't golf. He's like Dan Wheeler.
I got you.
This dude's
17. He said 22. There we go.
All right. He's like Dylan's age. A little bit younger than Dylan. Dylan's about to have a birthday. Coming up 26.
Jessica sent me the video, but I'm afraid to click it because it's in the private chat, so I don't know.
Can someone just tell us what it is before we click it?
Yeah. I click it and it like shuts down the show. We're like, Carter's only 14.
Where's DDK at? I see Owen and Nolan in here supporting their dad. I love it. I'm so impressed with those.
Jessica says it's an old video of Mr. Fence.
Oh, let's see if you can play it. Heather wants this to be done. How do you know that, Ken? I think he knows. We haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm not sure. I think she left the comment section because she probably called it a night.
She starts texting people. Will you start telling him to end this show?
I can see her do it. Oh, yes. So most people don't know there is a YouTube channel called The Mr. Fence. That is
Really
early 2000s. That's when I first started making YouTube videos. And it's me using Equalizer in the most awful way. When the Equalizer was first used, it would take 3 people. One person would hold it at one end of the fence line. One person would stretch it and hold it at the other fence line. The third person would paint where the tags are on the ground. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And we'd paint on the ground. And then we would put a string line up. And then we would set posts to that. Now, it's hilarious because you can set the whole job up one guy in less than 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Leave it. It's your string line, no paint, no nothing. It's crazy how far it's come in 25 years. But to be fair, it's been 25 years. But yeah.
So here's the video that he shared.
So that's Mike. Look at the dig jig there. And then look at the Mr. Fence truck in the background. I worked out of that truck every day.
Yeah.
So here,
you worked out of that thing?
Yeah. So here, this isn't the first. This is an innovation. Now we're putting a screwdriver in the ground at one end. Now I want you to think about that for a second. A screwdriver, put in the dirt. He's going to pull it until the Equalizer gets tight. Now the problem with this is sometimes that screwdriver dislodges from the ground.
Yeah.
And now we have a projectile flying at who? The guy who's doing this.
Because look at
the lessons we have learned.
Because when that thing comes off the stake, it's coming at you.
You're dancing and moving. That's Mike North doing that right there. He works for Mr. Fence in Florida right now. Look at that. Like, there it is done. Now he's going to paint it. Look at the string line that's still there. Like, this is classic.
Yeah, that's great. So the string line
is to set the post.
Okay.
And the Equalizer was just to tell you where to dig the holes.
Oh
my goodness. Good find there, Nolan. The Mr. Fence. There's actually a picture of us building 330 feet of fence in like 5 hours or so, maybe even less, 4 hours. With
Can we talk about who did the editing for this video? Like, why did we do the eyeball?
That was me. Look. I did that, and I don't remember why. I think I was trying to get it to focus in on just what he was doing and not everything around us.
Yeah, not look around.
Did that a couple of times. Didn't work out very well. I used a camcorder with this and some editing software.
Did you have the big bulky one?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
A couple of those. I put them on tripods, and we were recording back in the day.
So what year do you think this is?
04? No, that's not true. 08. Oh yeah, you can look at fast forward through all that. There it is. Look at that mess. No reel. That thing was archaic, man. But anyways.
It's crazy how far that thing came along, huh?
Oh man. Now it's with the adjusters now and the pins, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Look at these comments in here. First time I saw Shawn was in 2019 at the forum.
Here's
what? There's so many. Who figured out the Equalizer? I think Owen takes. What? No. I can tell you the exact moment in time. It was at an AFA education event. I was in a class for accounting, and I think I was 18 or 19 years old, working for Dossett & Sons. I did not understand what was going on, and there was a group of Amish guys sitting in front of me, Amish-looking people, I thought, and they had a rubber band, and they were stretching a rubber band. It's probably a board like I was, not understanding what they were talking about, accounting and things like that. And the rubber band broke. And then I remember they doodled on the rubber band. We draw lines on it, and they picked it up, and they went like this. And when they did it like that, I saw the lines equally spaced apart. And literally, I was like, oh my God, we can make a baluster spacer for doing deck railing, because we're constantly trying to space those balusters using elastic from a waistband. Left the accounting class, this idea, made it the next week, and then so they made it for balusters first, and then one day I'm like, I could make that for post, and here we are.
Yeah, that's wild. Which I want to read this one because Zach will actually be at our golf outing, my understanding. I'm late to the show, but my summary: anyone can judge someone on the surface, but kids are a product of their parents. The King boys are all stand-up young men. Very well.
Thanks for that, Zach.
Heather says, I'm here. I can't quit. Or I can't quite call it a night because he has taken over the office by our bedroom. So we must be talking loud. But gentlemen saying it's almost 9. No, it's not. It's almost 10. You guys are back in another hour. So
is it anytime our door? Oh, Sean's welcome to visit.
Oh, Sean Bahinsky. Yeah.
It's great conversation. Got all kinds of people in here, man. Remember when Screwdriver almost killed us? Yes, that's when we had to scrap it. I think it was he had a female estimator maybe at that point was trying to use it, show it off. I think him flying. Like I'm like, okay, we can't sell this. This is a huge liability.
Yeah. Imagine the insurance guy on that. How'd you get hurt again? Well, a screwdriver flew from 100 feet away and lodged into my neck. They was playing with it.
I don't know what that is. Fence Rexalizer. This is my kids, man.
Fence Eastwood says, first time I met Shawn was 2019 at the forum, and we had a blast. He's still showing up for the events like the East Coast Fence Rivalry, teaching ag guys how to diversify their business, and it's been a major interest in the ag guys. Hopefully something spicy is coming this year as well. LOL.
Well, maybe we should. I just talked about this 2 days ago. I'm like, what we should do is, and your name was brought up.
My name was?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Just in conversation, I said we should have a Roma to Brung drive-off competition.
Uh-oh.
Because we talk about like it's not like what's the best driver, but like let's just see them side by side and I told him I don't want to turn into like really a competition. I don't want to be which one's the fastest, which one's the best, which one's the strongest. It's just like
let's just
see them side by side, but not one post. Let's do 10 or 15 and then measure the output capacity. Did it make it through them all? Like what was the user fatigue? What was the cost for getting it done? What was the accuracy of it? What was the speed of it? Obviously, what was the power of it? What's the versatility of it? Right. And I think, if we were to, at his event, have the ability to do that, the problem is most of his guys coming to the event, I've got the massive drivers. So I'm not talking about that ag driving. I'm talking about this pipe driving, like 2 3/8 pipe. That's what I'm talking about for chain link and resi guys, right? Yeah. So all the hand drivers, I'm thinking off the top of my head right now, but like the billet, Fence Rex, they got the ProTech machine, and there's Rhino's got one too. But then hydraulics, the air, pneumatic, put them all, like run them all. They just need. I think that'd be really fun and educational at the same time. If we can just make sure it doesn't turn into like a measuring contest.
Yeah,
that might be tough.
Karen in the house saying, great conversation, y'all. Lessons learned. So many stories. Awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Easy Louver. Great product there.
Easy Louver, great product. My Facebook feed has been covered with like Easy Louver type products, but not Easy Louver, all movable ones. I don't know why my feed, maybe because I like some Easy Louver stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. Like, and all of a sudden now I've got all this stuff from Germany and overseas and these louvers that rotate. Like I'm not looking for that, but it's just flooding. Yeah. So when I started my company, 2009 or 93, when I started this company. First, Mike Moore was there in 2020 when I said we make saving pennies, they go up to be dollars. You see that next comment there?
First time I saw it.
Oh, I forgot about that. So Mike Moore challenged me on the Equalizer in 2020 in front of everybody when he said he could lay it out faster with a tape measure and a paint and string.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
How'd that work out, Mike? He said right there, whipped my butt by far, and he had 2 people. The video is hilarious because you see me do it in like 30 seconds, and they're like 2.5 minutes, and they're done. And in the 2.5 minute period, their posts were not evenly spaced. And there was 2 of them, which made it 5 minutes, which means we were 1,000 times faster and 100 times more accurate. More than one posted time, Ready Driver destroyed fence games. Ready Driver destroyed fence games. Yeah.
I didn't challenge you. I went knowing I'd lose.
I don't remember going down like that.
That is great.
I don't remember going down like that.
Yeah. So I think we covered everything.
Have you had a podcast go 2 hours before?
So Kevin Hoey was, I think he was like an hour and 42 minutes, and we're at 151 now.
There you go, Kevin.
Yeah. And what's funny is
got one, Kevin.
What's freaking hilarious about that though is Kevin gets to like the hour and 30, and I've had several hit about hour and 30, especially if it's a good conversation. And he goes, "Can I ask you some questions?" So he starts asking me some questions and this and that. And he goes, "I'm just really trying to get my time up so no one can beat it."
Was it like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. And here we are. So
sorry, Kevin.
Yeah.
I gotta get with Kevin over fence games stock for next year too. We gotta meet up. He wants to create a committee. That's a great idea.
Yeah, he talked about that quite a bit on the show about that and the respect that he had for you for, doing the fence games and stuff. And obviously it being the first one, there's going to be some lessons learned. I mean,
100%.
We see from the Equalizer, there was some lessons learned from screwdrivers. So here we are.
Here we are.
ChatGPT, what would Shawn King say to Craig Eubanks? Don't compete on price, compete on engineering. Build a system that's measurable, better than what's already in the market.
Find a weakest link, eliminate it, standardize the process, what the results be. How did you get that, son? Did he put this conversation in ChatGPT that fast?
Are we already on ChatGPT?
Already there. Yeah. Good job, Dylan.
That's awesome. So then I guess I don't know, I guess the last question for you, where is Shawn King going from here?
To take a seat and watch the greatest show on earth as you watch your kids thrive in an industry that you poured every bit of your heart into.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's not just the boys either. Yes, that's fantastic. But also my wife is getting ready to blast off with her own company, right? And then we got so many close friends that have worked their tail off that are now starting to see their companies just starting to thrive and click, right? Even everyone in the defense company as you watch those guys thrive. And so like, it's interesting to me to say I'm not going to stop doing the innovation. I'm not going to stop doing all that. But what I want to do more of is sit down and just watch what's happening right in front of you, right? I don't know if you can call it retirement. It's enjoy. It's be present in what it is right now. I've unfortunately had the realization multiple times in my life about life comes at you fast, right? And I've said before, I can equate life's journey sometimes to me metaphorically to a train. If you look at a train as it's going down the tracks, if you were to get in the engine room of that said train, you could have a lot of anxiety as you try to stop the train, turn the train, speed up the train, because nothing's going to happen quickly at all. And you're probably not going to turn the train, right? Or you can go to the caboose and watch the past go by and have depression or sadness as you lose that stuff, right? And I think life's journey, most of the time we're trying to be in the engine room to run our life, focus on tomorrow, or we're in the caboose worrying about yesterday. When the reality of it is, if we can learn to sit our happy little asses down in the seat and be present and look out this window, the greatest show on earth, as that train goes by, and understand that as the seasons go by, sometimes the people sitting in that train compartment, either right next to you, behind you, or near you, are going to get off at a stop. And they're going to get out, and somebody else will get on. There's now an empty seat. And the realization as you go through this season is like, that's okay. It's great. It's sad. It hurts sometimes. But even if it's, whether you lose someone through a death or just like you said earlier, partnerships grow apart. And so what's next for Shawn King is to do a better job to sit my rear end right there in that seat and look out that window at what's present right now. And what's present right now is some of the most innovative things happening in our industry, in my family, including, right? And I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And I want to enjoy some of that, right? But there's no off button necessarily for me. So the mind's still gonna be rolling, innovation's still gonna be rolling. But I need to do a better job of enjoying the now, the present, and the relationships that we have, and focus on what I can control and eliminate the negativity that I can't control. So sorry if I have completely deleted you from my world, but there might have been a time and place where you were looked at potentially as a negative influence, and therefore you were gone. And I'll do a lot more of that.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
That's good. And I did have one other question that got sent to me.
Okay.
So it got sent to me here, so it must not be able to be played on here. But
you're gonna read it anyways.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read it anyways. So the question was, and it's kind of weird for me to ask it, honestly, but why did you text Fence Guy Podcast to get all this out in the open and stuff and not one of the other podcasts?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. That's when Dylan was on.
Because you said you wanted to talk about the legacy, which obviously is definitely there, right?
Well, I mean, we're talking about it without talking about it. Like, I'm not saying, oh, look at the legacy. It's like, it's the thing that I'm realizing is, like, if you set out to build a legacy, like if that's your mindset, like you build a roadmap, like, this is what's going to build a legacy.
Yeah. I
don't think it's a legacy. Like, legacy is I feel like it's the results of just being genuine and driven, right? It's not something you can manifest or fake. How about that? Like, I can't. Yeah. So when we talked that day, as I'm seeing Dylan do a fantastic job with your podcast, and I see that
crushed it. Let's say
crushed it. Okay,
he crushed it.
So he should have the number one spot, right? Like, I see that, and then I look at Owen is got so many followers watching him that are mesmerized with the stuff that he's doing in the field, and all my kids, right? But those two are really in the fence world. That's why they relate so much to here. But every one of our kids are doing fantastic. But that, to me, legacy is it's being creative out of my control. Like, the man upstairs is what's putting these pieces together, and I wanted to give credit to that, and the fact that I didn't put this roadmap out there. I could not have created intentionally what has been created. What has been created, this environment that we, have this journey we've been on, is just by being genuine and dedicated and utmost passionate about helping people. And the results is where we're at right now. So I hope that makes sense. But why did I text you? Well, you were on the phone or you had my son on, and I felt like that was a good, perfect shoe in to say, let's talk about this. I did use the word legacy then, but I didn't want the show to be around legacy. But like, what's the now?
What's funny about that is, so you had texted me that, and I would say maybe 2-3 weeks before that, I had done a solo podcast called The Legacy Lie. And it was all around talking about how we, you and I, we build this thing up, and then one day we go to hand it to our kids and they look away. They don't want anything to do with it.
Yep.
And I think you have built a legacy that is completely different. I mean, most of your kids are in the industry. I mean,
right.
Most have a company.
2 are, 3 are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, Colin is in the industry. Let's be fair. So it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Technically.
So
50.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. Some people barely get one that comes back in the industry. I mean, some people may get all, but
the one thing I want to call out to that is, like, I've always knew, for some reason, that I was not going to give my fence company to any of my kids.
Yeah.
That was never the play. It was never the plan. I'm going to build this fence company and give it to the boys or make them take it over, ever. What has happened is the boys have taken opportunities on their own decision and are thriving. Wasn't completely on their own, but they did not take over Dad's company necessarily, right? It was a company that I was doing nothing with at all, and it needed a lot of work. It was not successful at all, and those boys have poured their hearts into it, and they're going to have to continue pouring their hearts into it. They're not out of the woods yet. Like, they had a motor blow up the other day, right? They had the same battles every one of you guys, every one of us had. Their number one team member quit the other day, right? Like, think about that as you go through your journey. And I've had it happen to me a number of times where you have a key person decide to move on for whatever reason from your company, and the panic that comes over, you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do without them, right? These boys in less than a year have had trucks blow up, key people leave, and vendors not supply material, and like, they had the gamut, and they're going to continue to have that because they weren't handed anything. Like, they had to fix a broken company. They got to make do with what they got. They don't have money given to them. And I think that's where a lot of success is coming from. Is like when I made the agreement to sell them that company at fair market value, they had to move into the shop. That was a stipulation. You have to eat, sleep, and drink fence. Otherwise, I'm not going to be the bank on this and sell you the company. And they did. And here they are. You know, they answered the phone 24/7. They went to job 7 days a week. Dylan tonight, I was so proud of him this conversation. And there's a lot of guys here that would do this, but there's a lot of guys that would not. Yeah. Dylan's crew did not finish the job. There were 4 sections of U-channels short. And they went home. How many of us have had crews do that? And you're like, bro, I can't even collect on that job. And now tomorrow, you got to drive an hour to a different job site. How are we going to get the 4 sections done? And in their minds as installers, you're like, well, just give me the 4 sections. I'll go do it. And we'll go. Yeah, well, then you're not going to get Bowling Green done because it's an hour away. And it's for an entire day. So what did Dylan do? I'm on the phone with him. He's like, oh, I'm running all the way to Evansville, driving an hour to my shop to come steal 4 sections of U-channels to drive an hour back. And he said to me, Dad, I have daylight till 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to knock it out myself, collect the check, and send the boys to the job they're supposed to do tomorrow. I don't know why they didn't do it themselves. I said, son, they're never going to work or have the ownership of the owner of the company. And you just got to deal with it. But he dealt with it, right? So I don't know why I got this tangent, but the reality of it is like they are not been given an easy set of cards, and they have trials and tribulations in front of them. Dad does not help them out every day. Absolutely not. They'll tell you they call most everybody else before they call me. I do love when I get the phone call, Dad, we need your help. I do love that. But that is rare. I'm like, what do you need? Need post pounded and forwards post through asphalt. Oh yeah, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Insurrection does it, right? And make a TikTok video of it. But they're going to have a lot of challenges coming, but they got a good head on their shoulders. And the lessons they're going to learn, they're going to be very valuable for them. So
now I know you said that you'll never give them Mr. Fence. Do you ever see them approaching you to buy it?
Actually, we've already talked about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, and the reality of it is why? Yeah. We were trying to figure out like why would that make sense? I think they would do a fantastic job. I believe they are proving themselves more than capable of running that business. The ones, the couple of, I don't know. It just depends. Like, what happens with the franchise? Do they have this? I was able to own the franchise and run a fence company, but a lot of franchises won't allow you to do that. So they may not have that opportunity as long as they keep that business. But it's definitely something we had discussed because I think they're capable. But on the other hand, I got to be careful not to overwhelm them either because I want them to succeed. Does that make sense? Like, oh yeah. So maybe I got to learn to say, well, maybe it's not right. You're already in this market and doing a great job. Do you really need it? Yeah. It
says, what's this corner notch we're talking about on the concave
corner?
Really?
Dan Courtney, call Daniel Lynch tomorrow. He will answer your phone call. Send him a text. Send him a message. He will tell you. He'll show you the video. I just did this with Daniel Lynch, but I failed in taking a video exactly what Dan's asking for. But
Okay.
Daniel Lynch has that video because I watched him take it for training for his team. It's an inside corner for King Plus, which trips everybody up because it's a little tricky. But once you see it, you'll see it. Tomorrow, call Daniel Lynch. If you can't get hold of Daniel Lynch, let me know. He gives you the phone number to call every single day in his videos, twice a day in his videos.
Really?
Every single day. Every single day. He puts his phone number and his address in every single video. The guy is relentless with it.
Huh. I'm going to have to get him on the show sometime.
I think you would. I think that's a great thing. You should absolutely get him on the show.
Yeah, I have to reach out to him. So,
But
Shawn, you got anything else? We officially went over 2 hours, man.
I wanted to make sure we get over 2 hours. Just set that bar right up here. Okay,
a little bit higher.
I mean, it's still Shawn King at heart, guys. I can't make it go away. I can't make it go away. So I'm happy that we hit 2 hours. I'm happy that we dealt with the hard questions, and that we have so much love inside here, right? Support, and hopefully people get a little bit better understanding of who we are, what we're doing, the mission, the focus.
Yeah.
So,
well, I appreciate you coming on here and setting these records. And those of you that are still here, if you guys want to come August 7th to our golf outing, make sure you guys sign up. We would greatly appreciate that. And also remember that if you guys go on to our YouTube page, we've already succeeded 1,000 subscribers, but you go on there and watch your favorite episode, get us those watch hours. We are going to use the money made from that to go in our community and build fences for people that need them. We have had some people reach out saying that they would be willing to donate the first fence or two, just so that way we can get that thing rolling. So we're excited to see where that goes.
That's awesome.
Go on there, watch our YouTube channel. We'll share all the fences that we build on there for people in need. So keep that in mind. For everyone else, Shawn, I appreciate you taking
this video to get some views on this thing.
Yeah.
It might be too long. We're not having any views because we're too long.
Oh, no. Think about Joe Rogan, man.
Oh,
Joe Rogan's always long form. So, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Eastwood said podcast was fire, my guys. That's good.
Yeah. It was a good one. Sam Griffin says, excellent show, guys. Sam, appreciate you watching.
This guy stayed around for 2 hours.
Yeah. Diehards. And this is what it's about, though, man. This is the industry that we all hope to see and stuff. More than anything. Evan's still here saying, great show.
Yep.
I seen Evan in here freaking selling some tools while we're in here too. So shout out to him, man.
He's a hustler.
Yeah, it is good stuff. But
I gotta eat dinner. I haven't eaten dinner yet today. See my wife at all, so I came straight from the tool shop, straight here. Dang, Tom's still in here too. Good Lord.
Yeah, Tom's in here.
What did we have on this thing? Over 15, 20?
What, viewers?
Yeah.
Oh, we were over 50 the whole entire show.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's why I'm telling you.
Oh boy.
There was a lot of people in here. And that's with people going in and out. It never went below 50. Right now we're still at 30.
Wow.
So, and it just started dropping because people know that we're closing out. So
gotta go.
Yeah. But we appreciate all you guys. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Enjoy your Taco Tuesday, what you got left of it. And don't forget, like I close out every show, go out there and be a good human.
I love it. Take care of your team +1.